I'd like you to start out by closing your eyes and imagining an American football field. From goalpost to goalpost, it's 360 feet long. Now, take that same football field and I want you to open your eyes and imagine a vessel sitting right in the middle of that football field. A vessel that is 366 feet long, or 3 feet longer than the football field goalposts at each end. That's the Yukon. Welcome to the Yukon, 366 feet long, 70 feet tall, and 42 feet wide. Hello, I'm Al Bruton from the San Diego Oceans Foundation, and in viewing this video, we are trying to give you an introduction to the Yukon so you have an idea of what this vessel looks like before you make your first of what we are sure will be many, many exciting dives. There are buoy systems all over the vessel. We will show those to you, but you should operate on rule of thirds. A third down, third in, third out. When you get to that last third, you should be back in the area of the buoy that you came down. So remember where it is, because that's the buoy you want to go up, and you want to be certain to make a safety stop of 3 to 4 minutes between 15 and 20 feet, no matter what your computers say, and all dives are non-decompression dives on this vessel. When you come to dive the Yukon, there will be 5 buoy systems such as this one right down here that will be available for you for diving. They will have tag lines so that you can just pick up the line, put it on your cleat, and you do not drop an anchor on this vessel. In addition to these 5 anchoring buoys, there will be 3 large yellow buoys that are sight markers. They are not for tying your vessels to, so please do not try to tie a line to the large yellow buoys. I'm now in the forward gun turret, and this area's been cleaned up. It's really clean, but there's still a lot of stuff in here, so this is a non-penetration spot. We do not recommend that even advanced divers come in here because there's a lot of things you can get entangled on. I am now in the wheelhouse of Yukon. This is a simple place for beginning divers to get their first experience in penetration. Lots of openings and a very safe place for a beginning diver to come in, get the feeling of penetration, and also a really great spot for underwater photographers. Okay, we're in officers' country. You've seen the plot or the chart table. Plotting rooms and war planning rooms are right around here. There are locker rooms and multiple ways in and out of here. 2 large overhead openings, large side openings, as well as the entry door openings. So a novice diver can come into this area as long as they're with an experienced diver and make a penetration safely. All right, we're now on the deck after the wheelhouse, which would be deck 1. One thing, if you look right down here, you're going to see a little sign that says BS1V. Everywhere you're going to make an entry or an exit, you're going to find one of these little signs, and they correspond to what I'm holding in my hand. And this is the Yukon Diver's Map, and this will be, you can purchase this from your local dive shop or from the Oceans Foundation. And it's a 2-sided, complete graphic layout of the Yukon, so that really makes it easy to plot your dives. Okay, I'm now walking through what's called Deck 3, and this area runs about 3/4 of the length of the vessel, has lots of large openings for front and aft passage as well as side to side, and some to go straight up. This is an area where we're starting to get into some real penetration. This is not for beginning divers. This is for more experienced divers. And just because you've had a wreck diving class does not mean that you're necessarily a truly experienced wreck diver. So don't push it. Don't try to overdo it. If you don't feel right about something, don't go in. And now again in the aft part of 3 deck. Again, runs 3/4 the length of this vessel, and very wide open, lots of light, lots of large rooms. This was also a galley area for crew and officers. Again, big openings. You'll see benches. Eventually they're going to go away, but a relatively easy area to penetrate, easy to see your way in and out and up and down. But again, because it is 3 decks down and we're talking 70+ feet of water, this is not for beginning divers. All right, we are now on deck 4, and this is what we call Burma Road. This runs the full length of the Yukon from bow to stern. So you can literally come in at one end and swim the whole length of this vessel and get to the other end. Along the way, in some of these compartments, you're going to find more artwork that have been done by the children at Sea Camp, and this is really an exciting and neat dive to swim the whole length of this vessel internally and still be able to say ways out, ways down, ways up, very safe, but again, we're talking experienced divers only. We're now exiting Burma Road towards the stern of the vessel, and as I step through this door, I'm coming into what was the aft torpedo bay. And this was an area where this was a destroyer escort, and this is where they kept, torpedoes and anti-submarine mines and things like that. And they had fire control here, and they got fire from out of this well. And this was the laundry room. And they had these big industrial washing machines, and you see a large ironing board, iron press type board. And this is where your laundry is done for the crew, towels, blankets, whatever else. All right, we're now going to go down to the engine room, deck 5 of the Yukon. And this is for experienced divers only. And again, just because you have a quote-unquote rec certification, that doesn't make you really experienced until you've done a lot of this stuff. So make sure you're with somebody that really knows what they're doing. And these types of dives, even though there's lots of ways in and lots of ways out, experienced only, and also no reel lines, no buddy lines ever on this wreck. Everything's well marked, everything gets in and out, don't take lines in there with you. So let's go down and see the engine room. All right, we are in the main engine room. These are the main engines, and they have been totally stripped and cleaned. There's no PCBs, petrochemicals, anything in this vessel. All the reduction gears have been taken off, cleaned out. The pans have been dropped. The forward boiler areas have been filled with concrete, so you can't even think about getting into them. The bilge is so clean you could eat off this vessel. But it's, again, you can come in from the hatch that we walk down, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 openings to go up or out from this area. So as wide open as it appears, because of depth, experienced divers only. So this is going to be a real exciting dive, and it's going to be something you're going to want to do over and over and over. Just do it safely. All right, we're now at the stern of the Yukon. We've completed our tour of this wonderful vessel, and we hope that when you go on the water, you have a very fun and enjoyable and exciting dive. But because this is a big vessel and you can't do it all in one dive, there are some safety recommendations that the following graphic will show to you. Please pay close attention to these, and please follow these recommendations so that you have a safe, fun, enjoyable dive that you can come back time and time again.